Hi everybody, I'm Jack Zaleski. I'm the editorial page editor of the Forum of Fargo-Moorhead, here to welcome you to yet another edition of Forum Face-Off. Today we have a topic that's timely here in the holiday season. It's called the War on Christmas, or as some people say, the alleged war on Christmas. We'll debate that with our debaters from the progressive left, Linda Boyd Coates, from the conservative right, Scott Hennen. And as usual, you can read their comments in the Forum's editorial section, the print version, in the December 25th issue of the Forum. So let's get right to it. Linda, Scott, go for it.
Hello, here we are again. Merry Christmas, Scott.
Merry Christmas, Linda.
It's good to be here
on
this day with you.
Yeah, it is.
I am puzzled by one thing, though.
You are?
You know, we're just kind of at the end of the whole Christmas season that starts earlier and earlier. This whole war on Christmas thing, you know, your buddy Bill O'Reilly and Fox Nation has a whole segment devoted to the war on Christmas, and people worried about what the store clerks say. I don't get it. I don't get it.
What don't you get? You don't get why I would be offended that it is somehow not politically correct to say Merry Christmas?
I don't think anybody's stopping you from saying Merry Christmas. Do you say Merry Christmas to folks you meet on the street?
I do, and actually I go out of my way to say it now. But
okay.
I almost go out of my way to say it just to counter this sort of political correctness madness that seems to be kind of...
Political correctness madness.
Yeah.
I have never had anyone take offense at being told Merry Christmas. You know, I don't know of any organized group that has gone to the retailers and say, enough of this Merry Christmas, you should say Happy Holidays. I think businesses decided to do that on their own.
Why?
And
do
the
you think
groups,
that?
well,
I mean,
because...
Isn't the business doing it and deciding that, oh, we better not say Merry Christmas, exactly what we're talking about in the way of a war on Christmas?
Why do businesses... I shouldn't be teaching you lessons in capitalism. I think that's just wrong. But why do businesses do anything, Scott? It's to make a profit. And I think if they figure, well, 80% of Americans identify themselves as Christians. Well, there's 20% that are something else. Let's go after the whole 100% of potential customers. So they started saying Happy Holidays, which includes Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's and all sorts of things. And the organized folks that have gotten offended are conservative groups like the American Family Alliance that has these lists of we should boycott these stores. And I mean, really putting the Christ in Christmas is all about Christmas shopping and what retailers do? That's what I'm confused about.
Well, I just think the fact that they're skittish, and you know, you're right. I mean, the businesses in general don't want to offend anybody, but I think they're more worried about being boycotted, quite honestly, the opposite way, which is why they
But who is asking for boycotts? Who's asking for boycotts?
Well, I mean,
there's never been one non-Christian organization that has ever asked for a boycott over Merry Christmas. But every year there's a list of boycotters from Christian folks.
I'm not a historian on boycotts, but I think they go both ways. I think
they don't.
I think
they don't find one.
I think the point.
They don't.
I think the point is, though, the idea that a business or anyone would worry, as you say, you know, 80% of folks consider themselves Christians. Most people celebrate Christmas for the true reason of the season. But they are. And
you know what they're worried about?
Look at Scott Walker. Is the governor of Wisconsin.
Yes, he is.
And they have a Christmas tree in Wisconsin at the Capitol.
Yeah.
And guess what he called it? A Christmas tree.
Okay, fine.
And he was, speaking of boycotts, he was the Freedom from Religion Foundation called him a teabagger governor wearing religion on his sleeve because he refused to call the holiday spruce a holiday spruce and called it a Christmas tree. So I think there's plenty of sort of ridiculous, stupid things.
That is kind of ridiculous and stupid. But when you're talking about boycotts and stores being skittish, the only groups putting out lists of stores that should be boycotted are the folks that are insisting that stores say Merry Christmas instead of Happy Holidays, and the skittishness is stores... Okay, instead of Happy Holidays, we better say Merry Christmas. And that's where the retail skittishness is coming.
But I think we may agree on the idea that worrying about that, saying Happy Holidays versus saying Merry Christmas and who might be offended, is dumb.
It is dumb.
Okay, all right.
It is dumb.
That's my point as well.
Good.
I'll tell you something else I think is crazy.
Okay.
There's something called a Franken Commission in Washington, D.C., and they decide what you as a member of Congress can send out and can't send out. They banned the phrase Merry Christmas from constituent mail in the House of Representatives. Senate actually says it's okay because of their rules. A House it's not. Is that stupid?
Well, let me ask you this, and I think I can see where you're going, but if you were to receive a card, say a greeting card, from Representative Keith Ellingson of Minnesota, and it said, Scott, I wish you a blessed Ramadan, and you knew that that was paid for by your tax dollars. Would you like that?
The point is, I think he would need to worry about that. I would need to worry about that. What they're saying is this bureaucrat is saying, you cannot say that.
But why are they saying that?
Let the member of Congress decide that.
What's the point of saying it so that tax dollars don't go to promote one religion or another?
Oh my gosh.
Very basic.
So
very basic.
We found something we disagree on. That's ridiculous. Here's another one for you.
All right.
The Capitol Christmas tree, the U.S. Capitol. Now, this is not Wisconsin. Big 63-foot...
Christmas tree, which has been called a Christmas tree, not a holiday tree.
I don't know what it's been called, actually.
Yes, it's been called a Christmas tree,
Okay.
emblazoned right
good.
on the
I'm
side.
glad they call it a Christmas tree.
Sure.
That's wonderful. Anyway, every year they pick a different state that gets to adorn the Christmas tree, right? This year's theme was from California. And they asked folks to put ornaments on there that would be designed to reflect the theme, California Shines, by showing how the rich cultural and ecological diversity of the state make it shine.
What's wrong with that? I think that's a lovely idea.
How about a nativity scene? How about you can't find the word Christmas anywhere on the Christmas tree.
Well, this is...
Not one ornament.
You know what? A Christmas tree isn't even have anything to do with Christianity. It was originally a pagan symbol that the Christians kind of took over, so that when they were trying to convert
We've hijacked
people,
it now. We've hijacked the Christmas tree.
well,
us crazy
absolutely.
Christians.
It was a smooth marketing move several hundred years ago to get more Christians converted in Northern Europe. I mean, you know your history. You know that. Here's one thing I bet we can agree on. You know, if Jesus Christ were to come here today, it's Christmas. If he were to come here today, I have a feeling he would be visiting the homeless shelters, the jails, under the bridge. I don't think he'd be hanging out at the mall, quizzing shop clerks on what they're saying. I really don't. Can we agree on that?
I think we agree on that.
I think we agree on that.
And I also think it's unfortunate that I can find examples that I would call a war on Christmas. I'd rather we not have them and worry about things that are much more important and are a little bit more about the reason for the season.
I think so too. And you know, Scott, once again, Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.